Congratulations, you have acquired the hero of all the world, RAS. Yep. Yep. But no, seriously, listen up. You've acquired RAS, damn it. RAS is, without a doubt, one of the most underrated characters in this game when certain contingencies are met. And not to mention, he's the damn savior, so show him some respect. So let's get into it here. Keep in mind, fire tank. Number one. Number one's almost not worth talking about, but I will anyway. Swings a sword and attack the enemy. Damage increases proportionally to your max vitality. Number two. This is the skill. 3-turn cooldown, by the way, guys. Soul burn effect as well. After successful attacks on the enemy, it will cause your strongest ally to dual attack with you. 100% chance. Soul burn effect. The skill cooldown is decreased by 2 turns. 3-turn cooldown. You see where I'm going? And we'll hit the ulti real fast. Sword of the Air, strong attack. Sword Storm, recovering health proportional to damage dealt and increasing defense of the caster for 2 turns. Damage dealt increases proportionally to max health of caster. So before I get into what I'm going to say later, as far as stuff you should gear him for, well, okay, number one, you should probably start all his fights with his ultimate. Just for the heal, unless you really want to save the heal, just for the heal and defense buff. But the reason I'm recommending RAS to you guys in selective circumstances is because of his command strike. Now imagine this. It is all dependent on the gear of your top DPS and what your top DPS is capable of, and that is going to vary depending on which account, you know, your guys' characters, your guys' variances. But hear me out here. So it says, will cause your strongest ally, that means your ally with the most attack power, to dual attack with you. That means someone like the girl I just went into, Lorena, who the more that she attacks, the more that she self-stacks an attack buff. Someone with a multiple attack, like let's say, you could either do Cez or Vildred, which they can proc depending on what they are wearing, additional turns and additional damage outputs. There is even somebody like, say, Yuna, who with her 1 passively attacks everybody, and depending what you have it geared with, can life steal for the team, or rather can heal for the team, rather, if you got her with that 5-star Bloodstone relic, etc., etc. The sky's the limit with this ability, guys. If you have a certain debuff that gets up, you can proc heals, you can proc all types of stuff. But RAS's usefulness is entirely dependent on, do you have a DPS that you want to attack as much as possible? And not only for the sake of killing the enemy, but buffing your team, debuffing the other team, whatever their relic effect is, etc. You guys need to keep this in mind with this hero because, you know, Smilegate, they snuck a good hero underneath here that most people aren't going to pay attention to because at the beginning of the game, you know, we don't have the best DPS or we don't have the optimal setup, etc. So keep RAS in mind, guys, if you are going to run a super amazing DPS hero that needs lots of turns and can potentially proc more turns, because if you get like a rogue character with that card that every time they do an ability, it procs as a 10% to 20% chance to proc an extra turn, bring this guy, get him that extra attack. And then also another strategy you can do, remember, this is the soul burn effect. So let's say you run through an entire dungeon and get 10 soul burn effects. Burn 3 on a wolf with somebody else. And then consistently skill cooldown this effect. It is only 10. So you have 7 charges you can play with at that point. And probably are going to get more. You could just every turn keep coming back to this guy. Bam, your ally attacks. Bam, your ally attacks. Bam, your ally attacks. Can you see the DPS potential here, guys? That's what I'm showing you. So that's pretty much it. As far as what RAS himself you want him to have tons of life, tons of defense. He doesn't have a taunt, but he will do, you know, he'll mitigate a lot of stuff for you. He'll take some damage in the front, you know, buff himself with defense, etc. Now, so that everything you want on him, you want turn speed, actually. Turn speed, defense, and life. Those are the 3 stats you want on him. Everything else, you know, whatever. Don't worry about his attack. Debuff resistance, that's pretty good on him. You can do that. Now, as far as which relic you want to get him, considering what I've just told you guys, you want to get him as much attack speed as possible. Ergo, you want to get him the Helag Lance, because that is going to get him increased action gauge, which means that his turn is going to come back quicker. And he is going to pass more turns to be able to do his 2. So that is what I'm recommending for you guys on RAS. So I will catch you guys later on. Oh, as far as which ability to upgrade? No, actually, you don't even upgrade this because it's just damage. So you don't even have to upgrade anything. I guess you could upgrade for the cooldown reduction if you're really into his 3. Otherwise, whatever. So, and you know, build his health a little bit because his health's going to help you with his skills. Anyways, guys, yo, I'm ShowtimeDr. Oh, actually, why am I doing my promo? This has been your rapid build guide, so I'll catch you guys later on. Peace out.